Today, we've got kind of a unique project that we're doing using some reclaimed wood. Now, we're building a project for a restaurant that's got a grand opening coming up in a couple of weeks. And they've changed a lot of things. And some of what they've changed is they've got these old oak seats as well as oak tabletops, and they want to keep a little bit of a memory of the original restaurant. So we're going to be taking these pieces and we're going to be milling them down to the bare oak again, and we're going to make some tabletop pizza stands just like this. This is going to be a fairly easy build, so make sure to stay tuned, watch the whole thing. Also, I'm going to show you a really cool jig that I bought from Amazon that you've probably seen before if you've looked on Amazon for woodworking stuff, but it actually works really well. So the first thing that we're going to do is on these seats, we've got to get rid of this old butt groove. So I'm going to be running this through the planer, but the planer is only 18 inches wide. These things are about 14 1/4 inches. So we're going to shave this down on the table saw to a 13-inch width. Then we're going to run it through the planer. Now that's a butt groove.
Don't forget to hit that like button.
All right, so we've got all of our planing done, and we've got the thickness of these seats taken down to about 1 1/4 inches. You can see it's a really nice oak, and it's nice dried, laminated, solid, and everything. So this is going to be really nice to make. So we've got some screw holes here on the bottom. Those are going to be the underside of our project, so that way they're not going to be seen. The next thing that we're going to do with these pieces is we're going to get everything squared off, and then once we've got that done, we're going to be doing a square base for the bottom of this, which is going to be about 8 inches square. And then for the top piece, we're going to be about a 10-inch diameter. We want a circle. And so to do that, we're going to use just a little jig that I threw together here. So this is just a piece that's fit to go in the miter slot on my table saw. And it's got a nail sticking out directly on center. So once we got these trimmed down, then I'm going to take the piece, punch it directly in the center. We're going to put this in the miter slot and then put the piece right on top. And we're going to cut, turn. You'll see. Now we're going to set this up. We're going to cut our 8-inch square on this piece. So I've got the fence here. It's usually pretty reliable, but I like double checking the carbide edge to the fence to make sure it's accurate. So let's get this ripped down. So one thing I noted is we've got this edge right here is not square. This one is. So we're going to put this one up against the edge of the fence to trim our 8 inches off. And there's our base. We've got more to do to it, but it's a good start. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to take our other butt seat, and we've got to trim the rounded nose off. We're going to be cutting this one down to about a 10.5-inch square because we want a 10-inch diameter in total for our jig. So fortunately, this side is perfectly flat, so I'm going to run this against the fence, trim this off, and then we've got a couple of edges that we can use to get this to our 10.5-inch square. Now we're going to take this massive tabletop and we're going to rip this down into maybe a couple 1-inch strips for now, because this is what we're going to use to make our dowels. All right, so now that we've got 1-inch width here, what we're going to do is we're going to rip 1 inch this way so that way we're square. And then in order to get this in our dowel jig, we're going to have to whittle the ends down a little bit round. All right, now at this point, you're probably tired and need a little bit of a break. So it's perfect because we're going to take our 1-inch square piece and we're just going to chill in the shop, have a drink if you want. And we're going to take a knife And we're just going to whittle this down. You know, whittling wood is just like painting a pretty picture. Butterflies and trees and sunsets. You take your piece of wood and your knife becomes a paintbrush.
5 minutes later.
If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot.
Okay, so while this thing is actually a pretty cool jig to have, I would say that it'll work for certain things, but not necessarily all. Oak doesn't like that, which had a feeling that was going to kind of splinter and happen anyways. But I did run a piece of cherry through here, and it actually did pretty good. And so perhaps maple would be the same. So for these things, if you're looking for a really cool tool, $30 on Amazon, nothing wrong with it. I'd check it out. Okay, so we're taking a little bit of a pause in the middle of our project because what we did, so if you saw before, I was using this Dowel jig that I got on Amazon, and it does work okay. But when we were pushing the oak through it, it did do a great job, as you can see. But part of the challenge with this is that it's got a little bit of tear out because of the single blade that was going through. So we've still got our round top. That doesn't change. But what we're also going to do is the bottom of this is also going to be 10 inches in diameter. So we're going to be round on the top, round on the bottom. In between, we're going to have 4 pieces of 1/2 inch maple dowel right on the corners. So about 7 inches or 6 inches apart on center, give or take. The handy part to this is the square piece that we cut for the base before. It's which is 7 inches by 7 inches because we adjusted it before. It's actually the perfect dimension to fit right inside that circle by 1/16 of an inch at each corner. And so we're going to use that as our template. And on the corners of that 7-inch square piece, we're going to mark 3/4 of an inch in. We're going to punch it, and we are going to drill 1/2 inch holes all the way through. We're then going to clamp it on to our round pieces. We are going to space it at 1/8 of an inch from each corner. Then we're going to use a 1/2 inch Forstner bit, which to drill the holes out. Now, to make sure that we go into here the proper depth, we're only going to go about 1/2 inch into this. What I've done is set this up so that way when I'm drilling through, okay, when I'm drilling through, as soon as I get to that point there, we're going to be about 1/2 an inch in. So hopefully it's going to work all right, but we'll see how it goes. And there we are. So the fact that this hole's a little bit black is honestly no big deal because this is where we're going to be punching our dowels into. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this on the other side as well because there's holes here. That's going to be facing down. So we're going to do it on this side. That way these two are going to line up. We're going to go ahead and cut this in 11-inch pieces. Okay, so we got our 4 dowel pieces cut. Now, here's a tip for you. When you're going to be putting stuff together, if you have the ability to test fit it before gluing, screwing, or whatever it is, always do it. We're going to tap these in just gently. Want to make sure everything is going to be all right, line up. So we've got those ones in. Now we're going to bring it over here. Want the grain going in the same direction. So we're going to do it like this. All right, get it all lined up. Slight bit of a tap. That's actually the bottom. And there we go. So it fits. And look at that. Like, we are straight up and down almost. I mean, it might be slight bit off, but I haven't even sanded this yet. So awesome. It's good enough for me. It doesn't have to be perfect. To me, non-perfect means it adds character. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to take this over to the router table and we're going to add some chamfers underneath here and on top here. All right, so we got our profiled edges all done, which is awesome. We are about 5/16 of an inch in from the edge, so that's great. Next thing we are going to do is hit this with some 120 sandpaper. Now I'm going to try this stuff. I was at a woodworking show last weekend, and Mirka gave me a whole bunch of this sandpaper to take home from 40 grit all the way up to 120 grit. So we're going to see how that does on here, and with a Bosch sander, which I'm sure it's going to do fine. Sandpaper to a certain extent. So we're going to get on our PPE, and let's get this sanded. All right, so we've got it all sanded up. We've got everything kind of positioned together. We've got our chamfers all done. We're in pretty good shape, and we've added the little element of customization. This here says the Bedrock Cafe. This is the restaurant that these are being made for. So next step is we are going to get this glued together in the top and the bottom, and put a little bit of a clamp on it. And then after that, we're going to add our finish. All right, so clamping is all done and dried, and this thing is solid as a rock, which is awesome. Put some rubber stops on the bottom here, or some rubber pads. So next, we're going to use some of our tried and true oil finish, and we're going to put a coat of finish on this thing, and then we're done. All right, so our finish is all dry. Let it sit for about an hour, rubbed it in, that nice oil finish. And look at this thing. And it just turned out phenomenal. I'm really, really happy with this, that we were able to repurpose these seats. So I'm gonna go show this to the restaurant owner and then build 7 more of them. Well, thanks very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want, and share this with other people. It's a pretty cool project. Something like this, if you wanted to build something like this and sell it, you'd probably get 60, 70 bucks for it, depending on the wood that you use. This one's maple and oak, so really depends. Customization always adds a little bit more. Until next time, happy cutting.